في نهاية شهر سبتمبر الماضي أعلنت كل المملكة المتحدة وجمهورية فرنسا اعترافهما بدولة فلسطين. للوقوف على هذه الخطوات التاريخية نستضيف وإياكم كل من سفير المملكة المتحدة لدى مملكة البحرين ألاستر لونغ، وسفير جمهورية فرنسا لدى مملكة البحرين إريك جيرو-تلم. أهلا وسهلا بكم سعادة السفراء. نرحب بكم في صحيفة الأيام، وسوف أبدأ مع سعادة سفير فرنسا. في 22 من سبتمبر الماضي أعلنت جمهورية فرنسا اعترافها بدولة فلسطين. أود أن تحدثني عن هذه الخطوة التاريخية، ولماذا جاءت هذه الخطوة، وكيف تنظرون، أو لنقل كيف تنظرون لهذه الخطوة؟ هل هي جاءت ضمن استراتيجية أم مجرد اعتراف رمزي؟
Yes, indeed. At the United Nations on September 22nd, President Macron delivered a historic speech recognizing the state of Palestine, which showed a historical commitment of France towards the peace in the Middle East and towards the peace between Israeli and Palestinian people. I would say that this was useful for getting back the political process on tracks after 2 years of devastation in Gaza and after the terrible 7th of October terrorist attacks. This has launched a new momentum, a new dynamic, along with some partners like the UK and many countries in the world, to make sure that this dynamic could be sustainable on the medium and longer term. Now we are hoping that this dynamic will not stop, of course, and that a few more countries will recognize Palestine, as other countries will also recognize the state of Israel. And this is absolutely critical now to ensure that the hope we have observed now in the Middle East could last and reshape the situation there. As President Macron said, time has come. I would say, حان الوقت للسلام، حان الوقت للأمن، حان الوقت للسعادة للشعب الفلسطيني وللشعب الإسرائيلي.
سأنتقل إلى سعادة السفير البريطاني. في 21 أيضا من سبتمبر، وفي خطوة تاريخية، أعلنت المملكة المتحدة عن اعترافها بدولة فلسطين. حدثني عن هذه الخطوة، وهل هي تأتي ضمن استراتيجية تتبعها بريطانيا أم هي خطوة اتخذت في زمن الحرب؟
So this was a really significant decision for the UK, quite momentous. We've had a very long history on this question. Over a century ago, we were involved in the advent of a two-state solution for this region, and we still firmly believe in that and always have done. And as a part of that, I should say, the UK was always committed to recognising a state of Palestine. The question was when and how best to do that to enable a two-state solution, and we felt, like others, I'm delighted to be here with my French colleague whose president has shown such leadership on this question. We felt that this was the moment to ensure that the perspective and viability of a two-state solution could be kept alive. We did so knowing that it alone would not be enough, that there is a difficult road still to follow now to ensure that we can realise a state of Palestine for the Palestinian people alongside a state of Israel, that both states should be internationally recognised and supported in their security, and that leads to a really durable peace. Right now the focus, quite honestly, is on just making the conflict end, keeping the ceasefire, and trying to get aid into the people who so desperately need it, ending starvation and famine. And so that's where our real focus is at the moment, but we shall work committedly and very hard now to keep the peace and to try and enable a pathway to that two-state solution.
سأعود لسعادة السفير الفرنسي. فرنسا تؤيد حل الدولتين. كيف ترون أن هذا الاعتراف بدولة فلسطين سوف يؤثر إيجابياً بالدفع باتجاه إقامة دولة فلسطين على أرض الواقع؟
France has since a long time been committed to the two-state solution, which was in danger of disappearing a few months ago. So the decision to recognize Palestine was really a trigger element to make sure that the two-state solution is alive and could be sustained in the future in the benefit of the people of Palestine and of Israel. And of course to finally make peace between Israel and Palestine.
اليوم بريطانيا تعترف بدولة فلسطين، واليوم بريطانيا أيضاً تدعم حل الدولتين. ألا تعتقد أن هذا الدعم أو هذا الاعتراف كان يفترض أن يكون قبل 108 أعوام من الآن، عندما قدم وزير الخارجية البريطاني آرثر بلفور وعداً لإقامة وطن قومي يهودي على أرض فلسطين؟ ألم يكن من الأجدى لنقل أن يكون هذا الوعد بإقامة دولتين بدلاً من دولة واحدة وبدلاً من كل هذا الصراع؟ ألا تعتقد أن هذه لنقل خطوة تأخرت كثيراً؟
I think the challenge of looking backwards is that there have been so many episodes to the history on this, and it's hard now to recall every movement and detail, and there were moments when there was a strong support for a two-state solution on one side, and there were moments when there was a strong support on the other side, and there will be people who will always argue the moment was then or then. I think all we can do now is think about what's the best thing we can do now. And as we've both said, I think the challenge of this moment was that the perspective of a Palestinian state was receding very fast. And we're absolutely committed to there being a Palestinian state, and so we felt there was an imperative to act. I should also just add, I don't think in that recognition it was about leverage or about a negotiating point. We absolutely believe that it is the inalienable right of the Palestinian people to statehood. But it was about a pragmatic decision of what we can do now to keep that viable.
Thank you very much. كنا معكم في هذا اللقاء الحصري لصحيفة الأيام مع سعادة سفير المملكة المتحدة لدى مملكة البحرين ألستر لونغ، وسعادة سفير جمهورية فرنسا لدى مملكة البحرين إريك جيغو-تلم. شكرا لكم.